Buckle up, folks! Today we're exploring the most treacherous base locations in Rosewood. These bases not only lack proper protection, but could lead to your downfall if you choose to hunker down in them. In a small town like Rosewood, your base is either a lifesaver or a disaster waiting to happen. We've carefully selected these spots based on our 3 core criteria from our best base locations videos: accessibility, defensibility, and available resources, just to make this list as objective as possible. So grab your sledgehammer, because today we're breaking down each of these locations. Now let's talk about the Courthouse in downtown Rosewood, landing in the 5th spot. If you're thinking of making it your everyday base, well, I'd say it might not be your top pick. This place comes with a whopping 16 entry points, making it a bit of a headache to fence off. You'll encounter some small zombie clusters, but with a little effort, you can handle them. On the bright side, it is not all bad when it comes to resources and accessibility. To the south, you've got the police station and the fire department. Head north, and you'll stumble upon grocery stores, pharmacies, bookstores, and supermarkets. And for scrounging supplies, there's a small neighborhood to the east. Now here's the catch. The Courthouse can go from being one of the worst bases to one of the best in Rosewood if you know a little secret strategy, especially if you're playing on a multiplayer server with no safe houses. The Courthouse secretly boasts not just 2, but 3 levels. That's what makes it a prime location for crafting a hidden base that can stand up to even the toughest looters and raiders in town. If you're a solo player, these types of bases are not just only practical, but also pretty cool thematically. If you want to master the art of building these secret bases and learn how to choose the best spots for them, just click the link on the top right corner of your screen. In that video, you'll get the lowdown on secret bases, giving you a leg up on other Zomboid players, so be sure to give it a watch. Next up, we've got the church right in downtown Rosewood. This place is pretty much a twin of the Courthouse. It shares the same POIs, boasts the same 16 entry points, and deals with a similar zombie cluster situation. And it also has the potential to become a secret base. There is a similar 2nd floor in the chapel area, and it's just sitting there, unused and empty. What you can do is lay down some flooring in that space, but be careful near the upper floor windows. Building anything right in front of those windows is a big no-no, as it would be visible from the outside, compromising your secret base. I recommend setting up your flooring and walls at least 3 tiles away from those upper floor windows. One cool feature you can add in this base is a balcony on the north side of the 2nd floor. The isometric view keeps this area hidden as long as you don't extend it more than 1 tile further. However, if you don't have the skills or time to build a secret base on the 2nd floor, this place quickly loses its charm. There's no loot to be found inside, and once again, the fire department or the gated community look like far better options. Now let's do a little comparison between the police station and the fire department. You might be surprised to find they are not at all that different. In terms of accessibility, both are a breeze to reach, with paved streets and downtown locations offering a plethora of POIs and resources. They also share the same number of entry points, 16 in total. Plus, they both feature a partially built tall fence, which can become a game changer in the later stages for safeguarding your base from hordes. However, what ultimately lands the police station in the not recommended category is the lack of a 2nd floor. In Project Zomboid, 2nd floors are your sanctuary once you've dismantled the stairs with a trusty sledgehammer. This way zombies can't access the upper levels. Without this critical feature, the police station falls short as a base, especially when you've got the fire department just across the street, offering a more attractive option. Now let's talk about the 2nd spot on our list, the Bail Bonds building. This place is unique because it's both in downtown Rosewood and on the outskirts. Rosewood is a small town, so downtown quickly blends into the outskirts, making it tricky to decide what's a good or bad spot for a base. But the Bail Bonds building is pretty clear-cut. It has some good things going for it. It's right in the heart of the city and also on the outskirts. That means it's super close to important places you'd want to visit and has access to nearby woods for resources. So it is like having the best of both worlds when it comes to resources and accessibility. Now let's dive into the defensibility of this place. Here's where it gets a bit tricky. The Bail Bonds building has 9 entry points and no 2nd floor. With 9 entry points in such a small place, it's a bit much to handle. You may have lots of resources to secure those entry points, but there'll always be weak spots in your defenses. Plus, there's no fence or barrier to keep wandering zombies out, so if you plan to live off the land and do some farming, it's a risky choice. Honestly, when you have the much better gated community right across the street, it's hard to see why you'd pick this place. Now let's talk about the number one spot for the worst base location in Rosewood, the elementary school. This school sits right in the middle of the suburbs, and it isn't too close to the major points of interest. However, it does have a silver lining, plenty of nearby woodland that can be used for all sorts of creative projects. On top of that, you can disassemble items in the classrooms to get carpentry and metalworking materials. But here's the catch. When it comes to food and supplies, you are in a tough spot. You'll need to make trips to downtown or scavenge nearby houses, as the school doesn't really shine in that department. Now let's dive into the school's biggest problem, its defensibility. This seems to be a common issue with most bases in Rosewood, and it's not different here. There are just too many entry points. In this particular case, you're dealing with a whopping 25 entry points in total. That's a lot, and it overshadows other locations in town. This count assumes we fence off 2 entry points to the schoolyard, so the windows and doors facing the schoolyard aren't counted. But that's not all. There are so many windows and entrances that you'll need to fortify most of them to make this place somewhat secure. To add to the challenge, this school also lacks a second floor, so if you choose to hunker down here, you might never truly feel completely safe. Before we call it a day, I just want to say thanks for all the love and good vibes you've been sending our way on the channel. Your support really means a lot. If you want to help us out even more, think about hitting that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing, and it is a small gesture, but it goes a long way helping us getting noticed in the world of YouTube. And there you have it, our lineup of the worst base locations in Rosewood. Did we hit the nail in the head? Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know which one you believe deserves the title of the worst. We trust you had a blast with today's video, and as always, happy surviving. Bye bye.